You expect me to send flowers? You told Chris Ramsey that I forced you to set him up.
Well, I had to say something, Frank. He was on to us.
You think he was on to us. You don't know. You double-crossed me. So from now on, I'm not lifting a finger to help you break up Joe and Karen, Toots.
You are a pathetic, petty man, and don't you call me Toots.
Petty? No, Toots. I'm vindictive. We had a deal, and you screwed me.
Frank, you're overreacting.
No, you told Chris Ramsey that I forced you to set up a bank account under Marcia Cooper's name. If he goes to Julie, or better yet, the cops, I could be looking at prison.
That's not going to happen.
You're damn right it's not going to happen, because I'm going to make sure that you take the rap for it, Toots.
Ramsey would have found a way to nail both of us sooner or later. I had to do something to gain his trust. And my lie worked. Chris believes you used me and that he and I are now allies.
Chris Ramsey doesn't trust you, Courtney, and neither do I.
Oh, Mary, I'm glad I caught you before you left.
Do you need me to do something?
Yes, I'm looking for the chart on Daryl McNabb in room 620. It's not in the files, it's not in the refile bin, and since you had it last...
Yes?
Well, I thought you might know where it is.
I know exactly where it is. Dr. Boardman requested the chart, and so I gave it to him.
Great. Good. I'll just go get it from him.
Otherwise, of course, it would be in the files or the refile bin, as expected.
Good. I didn't mean to imply that you were careless at all with the file. I just wanted to find it.
I always follow strict regulations with the files. I'd never forgive myself if I misplaced something important.
Now, we have to be very careful not to spill anything on these invitations. I have to get the book back by tomorrow.
You're certainly getting involved in all these wedding plans.
Well, I want everything to be perfect. It's not every day a fella gets a second chance at happiness, you know.
I'm all for second chances. Kevin Collins.
Kevin, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to have dinner with you and Victor tonight.
What's wrong?
Well, Sebastian Dupree's just been brought in for emergency surgery.
Oh, is he stable?
Yes, Boardman is supervising.
Are you operating?
Along with Matt.
Matt is operating on the man who's trying to take Ellen away from him?
Well, he's the surgical resident on duty.
Does Ellen know about Sebastian's condition?
Yes, she's here to observe. Listen, I have to scrub up. I will talk to you later, okay?
All right. Eve can't make it. Ellen's friend is in a medical crisis. If you don't mind, I'd like to go down to the hospital and just see how Ellen's doing.
By all means. Please, send her our best.
Patient has extremely fragile tissue resulting from a connective tissue disorder.
Dr. Lambert, although you're Mr. Dupree's primary physician, I'm assigning the graft to Matt. He's had more experience in open heart, and this is a tricky case. You'll assist. You all right with that?
Absolutely.
Good. Everybody ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
Listen, you don't happen to have a file for a woman in exam 4, do you?
Nope.
I can't find it. I looked in the files and in the refile bin.
Whatever you do, don't ask your mom where it is.
Why not?
Because I asked her about a file earlier. She took it as an accusation, and she made it very clear that she doesn't go around losing things.
Like some people.
Who lose rings.
Yeah, well, good old mom, you know, she still razzes me about the time I lost a house key down a grate. I mean, I can't blame her for not forgetting about it. It's only been 22 years.
Yikes.
So losing a ring that has been in the family for generations ought to be good for a lot longer than that.
Just when things were going well with your mother, I had to go and lose her family ring.
But we found it. All right, she'll get over it.
When she's 80.
Karen, don't rush her.
I just gotta do something about this.
Like what?
I don't know, something. Discuss it with her.
Oh, trust me, I know my mother a lot better than you do. The best thing to do when she's ticked off is just stay out of her way.
Hey, Mary and Victor are at the recovery room. Let's take our break there, and I can clear the air.
Okay.
Thanks for your help, Joe.
Hey, just make sure you bring your boxing gloves.
Hello, handsome.
Oh, I love it when you call me that. Promise me you'll never get glasses.
Where's Kevin?
We had to go to the hospital to help Ellen with something or other, so we're on our own. Now, you feel like doing some reading?
Oh, my goodness, wedding invitations.
Well, I thought we should at least look. I mean, it'll be May before we know it. Now, I've also made some notes here about flowers and music and the reception hall.
You have put so much thought into this.
Oh, I'm having the time of my life. Everything I look at reminds me how lucky I am to have found you.
Hey, I hate to interrupt the lovebirds, but anybody interested in meatloaf? We're having a special.
I sweet.
You
know, I haven't even looked at the menu yet. We've been so busy planning our wedding.
Oh, no more wedding planning. I get enough of that from Joe and Karen.
The nicest thing about a second wedding is having our kids there to support us, isn't it? I mean, sharing the joy and the warmth.
Okay. You two can talk about the wedding until you're blue in the face, but in the meantime, can I bring you something?
Oh, a couple of colas. We'll wait to order until our wedding coordinator gets here.
Courtney's coming?
Yeah, she's due here any minute.
Okay, finish resecting the proximal portion of the graft.
Administering 100 units of aspirin.
You need to move quickly.
The suture doesn't want to stay in the tissue.
His heart's been stopped for a while. We have to hurry.
Yeah, tell me about it. You leave this aorta clamp much longer, we're looking at potential paralysis.
Almost.
Okay, got it.
All right, let's warm them up.
There's another dissection located distally. See here?
He's right. We got a second leak.
All right, continue to keep the patient on bypass and start another graft immediately.
Come on, let's move it, people. This patient doesn't need more complications from spending too much time on bypass. Thank you.
Kevin. I'm so glad you're here.
Eve called me.
I can't watch anymore.
Obviously, Sebastian means a lot to you.
He is such a warm man, Kevin. It's not fair.
No, it isn't. It's not fair to you, and it's not fair to him. You all right?
I'm a little shaky. You know, I thought that I could stand there and watch them crack his chest open and repair his heart. But I couldn't. It is so hard to see him laying there so still and lifeless. It is not who he is at all.
Who is he?
I don't know everything about him, but I do know that he was so looking forward to going home to New Orleans. He was anxious to get back to his garden. He's got this herb garden in his backyard, and it's filled with gargoyles.
It sounds beautiful. Maybe a little scary.
It is. I had decided to go to New Orleans with him.
I'm sure that made him very happy.
It did. Even though he tried to convince me not to go.
He did.
Said it would disrupt my life. That it was unfair and selfish of him to ask. You know, he was thinking of me. Here, his life could end at any moment. And he was thinking of me.
And knowing how you are once you make up your mind, you probably told him that you were going no matter what he said.
I did. You know, Kevin, Sebastian has opened up this window. This window that's so full of possibilities that I have never explored, and I am so afraid if that window closes, then I'll suffocate.
I know the feeling. When I first thought that I'd lost Eve in the avalanche, I saw my entire future vanish into thin air. But that's how I knew I loved her.
Sutures look good. You've resected and reinforced the aorta perfectly.
It's all in a day's work.
Body temperature?
Rising nicely. We can restart his heart at any time.
Good. Let's do it.
That's a sight to behold, huh?
It's maintaining a rhythm. Let's hope the pressure holds.
We'll wait a few more seconds.
We have some premature ventricular contractions.
PVC's not good.
Patient is in VFib. We have VFib. Administer 100 milligrams of lidocaine. Get ready to internally defibrillate.
Charge to 10 joules, please.
Charge.
Clear.
He's out of cardiac arrest.
Let's get this man put back together.
That's pretty.
Any you like.
Too many.
Well, let's reduce it down a little bit. Do you like serif or sans serif?
What's the difference?
Serifs are the little lines at the top and bottom of the letters. See, like, and the print.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, which do you like?
Well, which do you like?
I don't care. You choose.
Well, I want to choose what you choose.
Well, you know more about this
Well,
than I do.
I don't think that...
I hope you're not squabbling.
Oh.
Our wedding coordinator just in time.
Looking at
Squabbling.
invitations?
Far from it. We're so darn agreeable, we can't make any headway at all.
Oh, well, you're lucky. Most couples spend so much time arguing about these things that they can barely stand to look at each other by the time they reach the altar.
Well, if we don't make a decision soon, we may not get to the altar.
Okay, I suggest you begin by making a few basic decisions about the type of wedding you like. What is your personal style? Casual, formal, intimate, lavish?
Oh, I see. And go from the little picture to the big picture, from the micro to the macro.
Yes, exactly. Now, I have a series of questionnaires for you to fill out that will guide you with each step. Size of your wedding, the budget, it really helps clarify things.
Oh, I like your approach.
Okay, here's the first questionnaire.
Great.
I'll leave you two alone for a few minutes to fill it out, and I'll be back.
Thank you.
Hey.
Excuse me. Am I invisible?
What do you want?
A diet root beer.
You sure?
Why wouldn't I be sure?
Haven't you heard about vengeful waiters who do nasty things to their customers' food?
You know what? Forget it. If you're that angry, I'll just stay thirsty.
Doesn't feel so hard not to trust somebody, does it? You don't need to worry about your food. All you need to worry about is whether or not I tell Joe what you've been up to.
Sebastian's gonna be okay.
Oh, thank you, God.
It was touch and go.
I know. I left when you started the second graft.
Well, after the surgery, Sebastian went into arrest.
Oh, my God.
Matt did an internal cardiovert, and Sebastian pulled through.
What's the prognosis?
Well, it was a tough operation, but the second graft sutured in nicely, and there were no more leaks. I think Sebastian's gonna live longer than we expected.
Did you hear that?
I sure did.
Ellen, if it wasn't for Matt noticing the second leak, Sebastian wouldn't have made it. Matt was brilliant in there.
Oh, good. Your mom and Victor are still here.
Karen, listen, why don't you wait, talk to my mother in private?
The longer I wait, the worse it's going to be.
You need company?
Oh,
Hey.
We're just planning our wedding. Hello.
Hello.
Joe, sit down. Here, come on.
You know what, Mom? I actually want to sit next to Victor and talk to him about some manly groom stuff.
You bet, big guy. What can I do for you?
Well, I was wondering if you had any honeymoon advice.
Your mother never taught you about the birds and the bees?
No, not that kind of advice. Where to go?
Oh, what a relief. Well, honeymoon destinations, the list is endless. There's Venice, of course, Grindelwald, Tahiti. I've been to all of them. I have a folder around here with all sorts of info. I must have left it at the bar.
Why don't you and I go look for it?
Yeah, sure thing. Yeah. Excuse me, sorry.
You and Victor have put so much planning towards the wedding already.
Well, we're both very organized.
Yes, you are one of the most organized people I know, and that's what makes you a top-notch nurse.
Thank you. After you've worked in this field for a while, you'll find that sometimes nurses are more organized than doctors are.
Well, I hope to be as organized as you are someday. Seriously, Mary, you are a fabulous nurse.
Well, that's very nice of you to say, Karen.
And, you know, when we're at work, if I ask you about a patient or a file name, there's no implied criticism there.
I have worked with doctors since before you were born. Those things do not affect me.
Good. That's pretty.
Oh, Courtney, where did you go?
I ran out to my car to get this binder. Hey, Joe. Karen?
Hey, she's been helping us plan the wedding. You are so amazing.
Really? Great. Okay. These are photos of several reception halls in town. That way you won't have to run around to look at them all.
Look at this.
That's wonderful.
You're so organized. Here, pull up a chair. Sit down right here. Could you move?
Anybody planning to order food? If not, I'm charging you table time.
You know, I'll have the special.
Oh, Joe, Courtney, now that I have the two of you together, I want to tell you something. I would be so happy if Neil could be our ring bearer.
Oh, that is so sweet.
He would love that.
Oh, are you kidding? Neil would be honored to be in his grandmother's wedding.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe Courtney Canales get nominated for sainthood around here.
I never would have thought of it.
All of these,
Take him to ICU. Matt, good work.
You've told me what you did in there. Thank you.
Always glad to patch up competition. Keeps things interesting.
Well, I suppose I should go check on Sebastian in the ICU.
Guess so.
Hey, you okay?
Why wouldn't I be?
Well, it was a tough surgery. And I don't mean just medically.
Well, when I go through those doors to the operating room, it's purely medical. Has to be.
Ellen didn't think Sebastian would make it.
He almost didn't.
It's not easy, you know.
What?
Almost losing someone you care about. When I thought that you had died, I didn't think I could live with it.
Well, I'm not going anywhere yet.
Glad to hear it.
However, sometimes when I think about that day, I think I did die. Just for a minute. I keep having these strange memories of the proverbial bright light and clouds. Well, and I remember desperately, desperately wanting to get back to you. But at the same time, feeling strangely at peace.
You weren't frightened?
No, not at all. In fact, I no longer view death as a horrible thing. I just see it as simply a transition.
I think death is harder on the people we leave behind.
If I had known this was going to happen, I would never have hesitated. I would have said yes the minute you asked. Get better, Sebastian. Take me to New Orleans.
Tomorrow on Good Morning America, mingling with the divas the morning after. It's your backstage pass to the hottest party in town, plus amazing new techniques to remove scars. That's tomorrow on Good Morning America.